Right. In a recent talk, you said that you said something very beautiful about how you enter a character. You said that first I need to enter the head of the character,
Yeah.
and that is how I find the physicality of the character.
Everything
pehle
comes from there, yeah.
Come from the entering the psychology of the character, and for that I have to write my lines again and again and again till I internalize those lines, and then that comes out, right? I understand this as theory. Can you take maybe Rang De Basanti or any movie that you have a film and kind of make this a little like in the practicals class and like briefly tell me how you did it? I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's
And also you said, sorry to interrupt, but you also said you like to do the toughest scene first.
Yeah. So, no, these are two aspects. I'm going to separate the two.
Right.
One of them is learning the lines, memorizing them, and owning them, making them your own. So that is a separate exercise. That's got nothing to do with getting into the head of the character. That I do because my memory is weak.
Okay.
It's very simple. I don't have a very good memory. Like there are people like Paresh, Sanjay Dutt. I believe you give them a 3-page scene and they read it once and they know the lines. I'm not like that. I can't remember so easily. So I have to do it again and again. I have to memorize, I have to repeat. Repetition is what helps me memorize. And then, as you pointed out, I like to start with the toughest scene first so that in my prep, 3 to 4 months of prep, that first scene I start on the first day gets done so many times because I do it every day. That's one part of the prep, but that's not the part of where I'm trying to get into the mind of the character. That is something that happens the moment I hear the script or read the script. From that moment onwards, I'm trying to understand the mind of the person. So a lot of it comes from the script itself. If it's a well-written script, you understand the personality quite easily and quite smoothly. But then sometimes there are questions, you can go into layers, where... so that's the time when you need to talk to the writer and to the director, mainly to the director, about, how is the director seeing it, what is this... So that's a process where which begins from reading the script, and that process goes on till, I don't know, sometimes it takes months to click into place. Now I've got it. So for example, I did a film called Hame Rahi Pyar Ke, long back with Bhatt Saab and Juhi was there. Juhi and I were in the film. Ghungat Ki Aad Se, very popular song. That film, Bharat, we finished the shooting of the film and I was still grappling with the character.
Oh.
Yeah. I was still trying to figure out what is this character, मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. And I kept telling Bhatt Saab, I feel I haven't got the character. And by the end of the film, he was like, I'm so glad you haven't got the character because that's what this character is. He's a little, out of his depths.
Like a little clueless or something.
He's clueless because actually he's got these 3 kids he has to look after, who are his sister's children. He's not a parent. He's never been a parent.
Right.
And he doesn't know how to deal with them, And he's out of his depths. Then he has to look after this business that they left behind, which is called a bunch of 40 women tailoring. And he doesn't know how to deal with them. So he's out of his depths all the time.
Right.
Then he's in a relationship with this girl who's a Tamilian, who breaks into Tamil every time she gets upset. So, he's out of his depths in general.
Wow.
So it actually worked
in favor.
In favor, because I was quite confused till the end and it was fine.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is that sometimes you get it immediately. Like in Lagan, I got it almost immediately.
Okay.
Because the writing is so clear that you understand Bhuvan straight away. You can feel Bhuvan, And I also feel, that each of us has a different energy.
Right.
Each human being, each person has a different energy. So one of the things I'm trying to zero in on is the energy of the person. So like in 3 Idiots, the energy of the person of Rancho is very alive, His brain is constantly whirring away, So even when he's looking at you, you should feel that उसका वो पूरा brain में सब पहिये सब बहुत fast चल रहे हैं. You know what I'm trying to say? So the energy of the person is also something that I'm wanting to identify. I'm not a trained actor here. So I've found my own way of doing these things and often I'm not able to explain it.
Right.
I don't know if it's making sense to you what I'm saying.
It is.
So it's the energy of the character, it's, understanding the head of the character, because then everything else flows from it.
Right.